Chapter 27, Trial. I ran an analysis of the case of Callum Kane using the full text of the arguments made, exhibits presented, and a comprehensive comparison to legal precedent. In light of the legal but unusual surveillance over a registered sack and the repeated extractions to compulsory monitored education, the argument for self-defense is viable. A conviction for destruction of property may be appropriate, but in light of the defense nature of this incident, a terrorism conviction is not legally sound. It would likely be overturned on appeal. My sentiments exactly, the judge muttered to himself, opening his cabinet and pouring a couple of centimeters of scotch from the decanter. The jury will probably say the same thing, if only it were that simple. Your Honor, you have a call. It's the president, sir, the clerk announced nervously. Thank you. I've got it, the judge said, accepting the call on his screen. Mr. President, I had a feeling I might hear from you. Here are some insights. For context, what we read was mostly Adams giving its analysis to the judge so the judge could make a decision based on that analysis. That is a new protocol in New America. And we've got two things that are at odds here. We've got the president's goals and desires to, eliminate the sacks, to make an example of the Sparrows, put them down. And Callum, who he has linked to the Sparrows, is his one card he's got to play. So he wants to lean on the judge to make sure Callum gets some punishment that would be considered an example. But on the other hand, the judge is looking at the actual merits of the case, and, it's a weak terrorism case. He did do something wrong, and he is deserving of some kind of punishment, but legally speaking, it's a weak case for terrorism. So he's got to decide, how far do I lean for the president? And as we move on to chapter 26, we're going to find out what he does, and we're going to find out what happens with Callum. Is he ever going to get out of there? Well, hang on and let's find out.